What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 29 of our Pokemon Z walkthrough. In the previous episode, we explored West Lumiose City. We found the Prism Tower, which we made our way all the way to the top of. We ran into Myra, who actually sacrificed himself to try get even stronger, but we defeated him, and that was the end of Myra. We also fought Zygarde in its ultimate form, and Chrysanto actually caught it, so at least Team Azoth didn't get their hands on Zygarde. Elka and Team Azoth do have Yveltal and Xerneas, but it looks like we've got Zygarde on our team. And before the last episode ended, we did get news that we can now make our way to the next city. There are apparently only 2 cities left for us to explore, and we now of course have all 12 region badges, and we need them to unlock this path. If you come and interact with the statue and you have all 12 region badges, they will form this circle, which will unlock and create a brand new key, which opens this cave entrance. So wow, really awesome. We can now enter the cave and try and work our way through. I'm guessing it's kind of like a victory road kind of situation. And I'm hoping there is some kind of Elite Four and Ultimate battle. We'll just have to see how things play out. But we decide to set up camp here just before we enter the cave because it is going to be quite a long journey, so we might as well get well rested before we start. And whilst we are sleeping, we actually have a dream that we see and chat with Elka, which is pretty interesting. But we wake up and it looks like the rest of the gang has left. We now make our way through the cave entrance and onto Route 23, which is quite a large route. It splits up into multiple paths, and as you can see, there are some interesting Pokemon to be found here, including the fan favorite Dragonite and also Algeum. So if you do want to catch any of those Pokemon, do spend a bit of time and see if you can find them in the wild. But other than that, we're going to try and make our way through the route, explore all paths, and try pick up any items that we find. Like I said, this route does split into a whole bunch of different paths. There are loads of little rock climbing areas going up and down sides of cliffs, and there's even a little area where you can surf around a bit, so we are going to try and explore most of it. Hopefully we cover everything that is important, but we'll just have to see how things go. We are going to try and avoid any trainers that we can, as our Pokemon are pretty high leveled up at the moment. I think they're all around level 96 or so. And here we have just found another Alpha Nest, so we'll go and take it on and see what Pokemon's hiding inside. And of course it's Dragonite, so we're going to try and defeat it. I'm hoping we'll get a Draco plate from this Alpha Nest. And also, one thing I forgot to mention, we have a brand new Pokemon in our team. We decided to trade out our Cobalion and we got offered a Terapagos. So we have added Terapagos to our team. We have also maxed out its stats. We have really trained it up really hard. So I think it's going to be quite strong. I'm not sure how it's going to perform. I've never used Terapagos in a game, but I am excited to try it out. I believe Terapagos is a legendary, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Let me know down in the comments. Is Terapagos a legendary, or is it a mythical Pokemon, or just a regular Pokemon? I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked at its stats either, but I have trained it up really well, so I'm hoping that it will help our team in these last final battles. We continue exploring the routes and picking up any items that we come across. We have also crossed and found many bridges so far, and now we're going to make our way down the side of one of the cliffs. We find a TM here, and whilst exploring we have come across countless sunken ships. However, we did spot one that looked like it had an opening going inside it. So we're going to go down the cliff and see if we can enter this ship. We do see an alchemy page there, but we aren't able to use Rock Smash. I think we need to collect more materials. And we enter the ship, but it looks quite empty here. However, there is a treasure chest and another cabin. We enter the cabin and find a shining powder in one of the trash cans. And we also met a guy called Ceruleo. He asks us to help him on a little side quest. He needs a hidden code which can be found in the next city that we're heading to. He tells us that in the next city there should be a library area, and if we go and explore the library area, we should be able to find some hidden secret path, and that will lead us to the secret code. We did just pick up the alchemy page whilst leaving the ship, and now we're going to continue on. It looks like there's also an abandoned lighthouse here, but I don't think we can actually enter it. I tried to look if there was any path going to it, but I think it's just for show. If you head down, you will find a Medicham here to heal up your team, so that was very much needed because we are facing a whole bunch of trainers along the route. And now we have made our way to the next area. We pick up a couple items and take on a few trainers, and I think we are really close to Shalour City, which is the next city that we have to go to. I am pretty nervous of what's coming up next because we have already battled and found all the legendary Pokemon, and we have all the region badges, so I think we are very close to the end of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if we complete the game in the next episode. We do find another Mega Stone here for Corviknight, and we're just trying to explore everything and make sure we don't miss anything. It looks like there's a little farmhouse here too. So we enter the farmhouse and chat to some of the locals. If you do come and chat to the guy at the top, he will offer you a Pokemon, but we don't have space in our party right now, so we'll have to come back and see what Pokemon he is offering. It sounds really interesting. We head outside back onto Route 24, and it looks like we might have to surf across here, so I'm guessing the next little area is almost like an island if it's surrounded by water. We explore the back area and find a PP Max there. And as we enter the new side of the area, we battle some trainers, and you can again find some amazing Pokemon here. There is the new regional variant for Sudowoodo, so that looks really cool. I wouldn't mind trying that out and adding it to our team. You can also get Dragonite and Gyarados here. So there are some really amazing Pokemon that you can still find this late in the game. But now we have entered Shalour City, and we first found a Pokemon Center. So we're going to heal up our team and chat to everyone in here. And then we'll search Shalour City and see where we are. Try and get our bearings a bit. I've got no idea if it's a big city or small city. We chat to some of the locals, and they tell us that if you head south, there's supposed to be some kind of cave with a legendary ground or rock type Pokemon. So I don't want to head down south yet. I first want to explore the city and see how big it is and what all there is to do. So we enter some of the houses and chat to some of the locals. Here there is a guy that wants to make a trade for a fighting type Pokemon. It looks like he's looking for Sock or Throw. And we exit the house and now continue on exploring. We head up north, and it looks like here it reaches the sea again. There's a sandy area in the middle and then two cliffs on either side. So we enter the building on the right cliff, and there are a few shelves with books here, but it doesn't look like a major library. There are loads of books, so I'm not sure where we're supposed to find this hidden path, but we'll keep exploring. Apparently it will be visible when we see it. And here again, there is someone wanting to make a Pokemon trade, so if that trade interests you, go ahead and do it. Now we're going to make our way down to the sandy beach and then up to the left house cliff. And as we enter, this is definitely the area where we need to look for the secret code. It's a massive library, and there's two statues of the legendary Pokemon. So I think this is definitely where we're supposed to be. We open our bag and activate our lens of truth to see if we can find anything unusual. And yes, it looks like we have found a secret room that we've entered. And here there's a little puzzle. There are 3 people, and they all tell us a little clue about the other. And you have to try and figure out who is telling the truth or what answer is correct. So we're going to come back and chat to them all, find out who they are and who they're talking about, and then try and figure out which one is the truth. It's really confusing. But we open up the answer section, and we're going to go with Naranja is telling the truth. And yes, that's the correct answer. So we did get it right the first time. And here we have found the Shalour book code. So I'm guessing that's the code book that we've got to take back to that sailor in the abandoned ship. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're quickly going to make our way back before we bump into anyone that wants to battle. And on the way, we're going to go to the farmhouse and see what Pokemon this guy's going to give us. And he gives us a really awesome Pokemon. It looks like it's a Silvally, which is a strong normal type Pokemon. So that might be something interesting that you'd want to add to your team. But now that we've picked up the Pokemon, we're going to continue on and go back to that ship and return the code book to him. Before we do that, we find a whole bunch of Jellicents floating in the water. So I was curious to see if they do anything, but it looks like they're just blocking the path. We backtrack a bit and make our way all the way down the cliff, all the way to the ship. We enter the cabin and go and chat to Ceruleo. We give him the code book, and as a reward, he goes back to Acrylic Town and he's going to offer us some kind of service. I am super curious to see what he's going to offer us. I have been back to Acrylic Town and it's really convenient if you want to train up your Pokemon. You can do a whole bunch of things there. You can do training, you can buy a whole bunch of items to boost their stats and change their natures. We return back to Shallor City and we head up north, and it looks like we have entered Shallor Fortress here. As we enter, we bump into a really interesting character who is called the Master of Mega Evolutions, and there is a massive statue of Mega Lucario here. There's also a lot of people with Riolu and Lucario Pokemon. So I'm guessing we might have to go all the way to the top of the fortress and perhaps take on the Master of Mega Evolutions. So we'll just come and chat to everyone and make sure we don't miss anything, and then go up the stairs and see if we can find him. There are a few little rooms to explore as well, and we did find a sealed door, but I don't think we have the items to open those doors anymore. We're going to have to go restock up on those items. I'm not sure what balls need to open them. But we make our way to a balcony rooftop area of the fortress, and here we find Melia, Crescento, and Professor Olafia. And next thing, the Master of Mega Evolutions has arrived. He tells us a bit of a story and history of the town, and I'm curious to see if he's going to want to battle us. And we're first going to battle some of his trainees who are learning under him. And the first two Pokemon they've sent out are Throh and Sork. So it looks like everyone uses fighting type Pokemon here in the fortress. But we defeat them fairly easily. I don't think they are a match for us at all. After defeating them, it looks like we're actually going to face the Master Monk himself. So let's see what he's got. He's definitely going to be a bit tougher. The first Pokemon he has sent out is Hariyama. We've got our Darkrai up front. And now he has sent out a Blaziken. So it looks like he's got a lot of dual type Pokemon. However, they are all fighting types so far. We knock out Blaziken and Hariyama. And now he has sent out Lucario, which is just Mega Evolved. It's at level 94, but our Darkrai put it to sleep and knocked it out. So we defeated them fairly easily. That was not difficult. And as a reward, you can get the Mega Stones for Lucario. You can get the normal Lucario or the Lucario Z Mega Stone. You can use either of those, so you do get the two different Mega Forms for Lucario. We return back to the town to try and heal up our Pokemon, but we run into a bit of trouble. It looks like the ancient warriors are here and they're looking for trouble. They want to try and cause some problems for us, but luckily the whole gang is with us. So Crescento's trying to take on one of them, Melia's trying to take on one of them, and we're going to try take on one of them. One of them actually tries to stab Crescento, but they get a taste of Crescento's medicine. Professor Olafia also gets attacked by one of the ancient warriors, but Melia steps in with her Floetta and absolutely blasts them. And we do our part by taking on Malvo. So we're actually going to battle him at full strength now. I'm curious to see how tough he's going to be. He does have a full team of 6 Pokemon. And the first Pokemon he has sent out is Aggron. Our Marilia knocked it out pretty easily, and now he has sent out Como-o, which is one of my favorite dragon-type Pokemon of all time. We send out Marilia again to knock out Como-o, and now he has sent out a Scizor, which is a Steel and Bug type. So it looks like Malvo likes the Steel and Dragon-type Pokemon. We decide to send out our Delphox, being a Fire type. Its attacks are strong against Steel. We knock out Scizor, but now Malvo has sent out Dragonite. We decide to send out our Melmetal, and Melmetal knocks out Dragonite. And the next Pokemon he sends out is Archulodon. We send out our very latest addition, Terapagos, and see how it's going to fare up. But it looks like our attacks are not very effective. However, we did knock out Archulodon, so it looks like Terapagos can hold its own for now. But all of a sudden, the final Pokemon he has sent out is a Corviknight, which looks like it's just mega evolved. We've healed up our Delphox and send it out again. Our fire attacks are super effective, and we have done it. We've defeated Malvo and all of the ancient warriors, so hopefully we have put an end to them. They have caused way too much trouble. They shouldn't even be alive. I can't believe Alka and Team Azoth actually resurrected them. And now, all of a sudden, Alka arrives and she's got the legendary Pokemon with her. So we might be in for a crazy battle right now. As you can see, Crescento has just sent out his Zygarde as well, and the legendaries are going at it. Our Delphox is also involved. The power and strength of the attacks from these legendary Pokemon are actually making the whole town shake, so it's kind of causing like an earthquake vibe. As you can see, Xerneas and Yveltal and Zygarde are just blasting each other. And then we jump to a cutscene of Az and Oratosk in its human form. So it looks like Oratosk might be looking for another person that it can take over. As you could see in the previous episode, Oratosk latched onto Myra to give him extra strength, but we ended up defeating Myra, so I'm thinking Oratosk is looking for another target, and that might be Az. You go back to where we were, and Oratosk jumps in and joins the attack. There is a massive explosion, and we go back to a memory of Iron Face in the prison. Iron Face reminds us of all of our training and that we should never give up. We then jump to a cutscene of Az on the ultimate weapon, and it looks like he's actually going to set it off. And if he does set it off, all of the region is going to be in trouble. It looks like all of the legendaries stopped attacking each other and joined forces. Things are not looking good for us. It looks like Alka and Az might actually be crazy enough to set off the weapon. And yes, they have. They've actually set off the ultimate weapon, and this is going to destroy all the people in the region. So thousands of lives are going to be lost. Only all the Pokemon will be left. So I've got no idea how we're going to reverse this and bring all the people back to life. As you can see, we are seeing scenes from all of the regions, and all the people are just being destroyed by these beams from the ultimate weapon. All the regions near and far are completely devastated, including us. However, we did get gifted a special item. If you guys can remember, we got the black flower from Yveltal, and that actually has brought us and our Pokemon back to life. So we might be the only human on the side of good that's still alive. Everyone else, I think, has been destroyed by the ultimate weapon. So there's a lot at stake for us now. We also find Floetta here, who will heal up your team. Stay tuned for the final episode.